Hello everyone, what's going on? I'm Gav, the Master974 back again today, and welcome to another Source Short video. Now, what I'm doing today wasn't actually a suggestion recommended in the comments on my channel, but rather it was posted in the issues section of the map-based source code, which you can find on GitHub. And this was pointed out by WeCut235. I don't know how to pronounce the name, unfortunately. But what they suggested was it's an issue with the source engine that's probably going to be dating back to when the source engine first came out with Half-Life 2. And it's an issue where if you have something like an explosive barrel or an item crate and you launch it into the air with the gravity gun, then if you catch the object before it hits the ground and then you let go of it, it's going to end up breaking on you. So item crates will end up breaking as soon as they hit the ground. Explosive barrels will blow up in your face when you wouldn't necessarily want that to happen. So I believe I have a resolution for this issue, and I'm going to be talking about that today. Now, I'm in my games solution here, and I'm just going to go into my server projects, go into source files, and I could go into HL2DLL, load up the gravity gun codes and kind of go over what happens. But ultimately, what the gravity gun ends up doing is calling upon a couple functions, which are onPhysGun drop and onPhysGun pickup. So if I just search for one of those here, you can see they exist in multiple places in the code. But we're just going to go down around here because this is where we get the onPhysGun pickup function for cPhysics prop, because item crates and explosive barrels are physics props, so they are going to be calling upon this version of the onPhysGun pickup and down here the onPhysGun drop function. Now if we look at this onPhysGun drop function, you can see that there is a reason called launched by cannon. So when an object is held by the gravity gun and it is launched, it calls upon this onPhysGun drop function, which may not seem too intuitive, but if you look at what happens, it sets a game flag for the object, which is the cPhysics prop in question, and it sets a flag of FVPhysics was thrown, and then sets this variable called m_b first collision after launch to true. Now, if we just scroll down a little bit, if I just, I don't know, make a note around here, for example, then we can scroll down a little bit and go to the vPhysics collision function, which should be down here somewhere. I might have gone past it actually. Bear with me for one moment. I think it's up here somewhere. So in the vPhysics collision function, you can see if this m_b first collision after launch is true, it does handle first collision interactions. And then it creates a float called damage, which is calculated default physics damage. And if it's greater than 0, and this first collision after launch variable is true, as it says here, take extra damage after we're punted by the phys cannon, it multiplies whatever this value is by 10 and sets it to this, damage variable. So what I'm essentially getting at is I'm not 100% sure as to why stuff like item crates and explosive barrels blow up when they touch the ground again. But my sort of theory is it's either that this flag is set and doesn't get unset, or it's because this variable is true and not set to be false. So if we actually go to the onPhysGun pickup function, then we can see that there's nothing here that unsets the flag or unsets that parameter. So what my solution to this is, inside of the onPhysGun drop function and inside of this, if reason is exactly equal to picked up by cannon, i.e. the object is grabbed by the gravity gun, then what we can do is do a check for this if this m_b first collision after launch variable. We can check to see if that's true. And then if it is true, we can do physClear game flags. And we've already got the iPhysics object defined up top in this function. It wasn't defined in the onPhysGun drop function, hence why it was done as vPhysics get object. But we can just simply do pPhysics object in this case, and then set the flag to be it's FVPhysics sorry, I'm not paying attention to my notes. I'm sorry. It's if v physics was thrown. So we clear that flag, and then we can also set this m_b first collision after launch variable to false. So if we save and build the solution, it should compile with no issues, and I need to gain access to a map for testing. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay everyone, I'm back inside of the game, and obviously it compiled properly, the code and all that. So the reason I chose this coastal level as an example is because we can go over here and we see the item crate like this. So what we can do is just launch it up into the air, wait for it to come down, grab it, drop, and it doesn't break. Now if we launch it without picking it back up, then you can see that it shatters into pieces. So this is basically a resolution for this issue. We can now grab objects and then lightly drop them, and they're not going to blow up. And let's look at another example with the explosive oil drum, which is props C17 / oil drum 001_explosive.mdl. And then we can launch that into the air as such, grab it before it hits the ground, and there we go. And if we launch it into the air and then allow it to drop, you see it blows up. So that is this issue resolved. Now, I've only done testing in these circumstances, so I don't know if this has any sort of adverse effects. Anyway, I don't know if there's any adverse effects by following what I've been doing with this short video. So if there are any adverse effects with this, then please let me know. I've only done testing with these two known issues, so again, I really don't know, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Let me know what you think. As always, if there's any adverse effects, then please let me know. And have a great day. Peace out. See you later, and see you next time for whatever I decide to do next. Take care out there.